Welcome to the Bludd Heart Podcast, episode 11. What we do here is talk about all things Diablo 3 related. We normally branch into other topics, but it's been a huge week for Diablo. We got the start of Season 18. So what we're going to do today is talk about all types of questions I've been getting on stream and on my YouTube channel, and hopefully shed some light on the situation. We post episodes on Tuesdays on all major podcast platforms. And in addition, on my YouTube channel, where a lot of the comments are, so you can leave a comment there or you can tweet me at Bluddshed on Twitter. My season's been pretty good so far. I'm doing solo self-found this season, which means I only play solo. And I decided to go hardcore, so SSF hardcore. It just means you don't group, not even for bounties, not for leveling, alts, basically nothing. You get as far as you can go in the game and progress that way. What this does is it slows down a lot of the progression paths, like with Paragon and gearing. If you don't know, there's a strength in numbers buff. So if you're with other players, you get increased XP, you get increased magic find. So it makes it a lot easier to gear out. And it doesn't necessarily make it easier overall. It's just slows down your progression, allows you to enjoy a little bit more. All the progression you get is tied to you and your own self, right? So it's meaningful. It's fun. It's been a fun thing. I've been doing this on my YouTube channel for many years now, actually, and I just finally decided to main it this season. A big part of me deciding to go hardcore full-time and play solo is there's a lot of games coming out. You know, we have World of Warcraft coming out. We have Borderlands, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne. There's just so many huge games coming out within a month window, and I don't want to struggle for groups or anything like that, and I can still dedicate some time to it and find fulfillment, out of my character progression, I think, if I do solo. So we started out on Friday. The leveling was a little slow. It took me 4 hours to go from 1 to 70 with Demon Hunter. That's what I'm playing. We did do a set of bounties in the meantime. So had I not done the bounties, we might have dramatically increased our time. But yeah, after that, our luck turned around. One thing I guess I'm good at is making the builds and putting things together. So once we were 70, we put everything together pretty quickly. And for the night, I think we ended up rank 4 for the night with a 98 solo GR and hardcore, which is pretty good, competing against bros that are, in a 4-man and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. You're racing and all the progress is on your shoulders. You can't really slack. Whenever you take a break in town, nobody's running the rift for you. So I've enjoyed it. I don't know if I'm gonna do this every season, but it's been a nice experience and a welcome change of pace, I'd say, overall. Today's Sunday when I'm actually filming this, because I'm gonna be no-lifing World of Warcraft on Monday, Tuesday. So I was like, I have to actually get the podcast out today. On our character, we actually ended at 800 Paragon. And then we started the YouTube series, another solo self-found hardcore character. So lots of stuff is still coming on the channel. I have a lot of guides planned for next week, so stay tuned for that. Some of the most popular questions I've been getting on stream is, Yo Bludd, where do you get the captain pattern? Where do you get the AmputeeOG guild pattern? And it's just literally random. You have to do bounties, random from bounties, and random from the odious collector, like the goblin. I've had so many people report they got it on their first set of bounties. And over the weekend, I've had so many people report that they haven't got it in 20 plus attempts. And so, yeah, I actually got it, believe it or not, level 69. So just off of cap, right? I got it at level 69 from master difficulty bounties. Because like I said, our Demon Hunter was a little slow going in the beginning. Now we're flying. But in the beginning, it was a little shaky. And I got down to level 69 on a low difficulty. So, and then based off of the feedback from, chat and everyone I talked to, it does feel like it's just completely random. You just get it when you get it. It's like if you have a 15% chance, it could take 20 tries to land it if it's 15, or you can get on your first try. It's possible, It's really hard to put a number in front of it. It could be 20 maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But maybe Blizzard will release the official numbers of the percentages at some point. Speaking of the captain set, they've been asking me Yo Bludd, what affects it? And so if you don't know the captain set, the 6 piece or the end piece is when you have cooldown on your character, it gives you a damage multiplier. And then when you have reduced cost resource on your character, it gives you damage reduction. And a lot of people want to know what affects that. So things like Cindercoat just affect fire, like reduced resource. It doesn't actually affect like your main sheet reduced cost resource. So anything that changes your sheet resource or cooldown will affect the captain set from my testing, if that makes sense. So if you can look at your character and you can see an increase, then the captain set will give you that increase. But if it's something weird or temporary, it should not work. Like I don't think the Triune Buff works because it's just like the Triune resource reduction does not work with the set because it doesn't change your sheet damage, for instance. All right, let's talk about the Stone Gauntlet controversy. So I was kind of bitter about this for like 4 hours or so on stream. So Stone Gauntlets, okay? If you don't know, when you get hit, it lowers your movement speed and it lowers your attack speed. Makes you useless if you're a fast attacking build, right? If you're a build like, say, a Thorn Satyr, then it might not matter. You can just tank it and you're still doing damage. Or like Condemn isn't affected by attack speed. So there's some classes, or maybe Thorn's Necro, right? There's some classes that maybe aren't affected so adversely. On the PTR, the only thing that removed the Stone Gauntlet effect was the secondary effect on your helmets and amulets. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It'll say like reduced movement impairing effects by like 40% or 20%. On the PTR, we tested it extensively. The only thing that affected it were those things, were those secondary roles. And I thought it was pretty balanced because you'd have to get like an ancient item or a perfect item, and then it'd have to have the right secondary and the right stats. And it kind of made sense, you know? One thing we found out is that after the PTR, now anything that removes reduced movement on your character that makes you immune to CC removes the negative attack speed buff also. So for instance, let's say you're wearing Stone Gauntlets, okay? And you have now 250% increased armor, and then you have all the negative effects that come with it, like the movement speed and the attack speed. If a barb pops IP in your group, you now lose all the negative effects and gain the positive effects. So that feels really broken for groups because you can make your characters really tanky, right? So if you're really tanky, why do you need support anymore for the most part, besides a barb, obviously? So we're starting to see a 2 bazooka wizard meta because they're so tanky they don't need Z-monks anymore. And we're starting to see, 2 bazooka wizards, Thorn's Necro, and a support barb, just making them, you know, like there's no penalty. You just wear the Stone Gauntlets and then your barb hooks you up with IP and you're good to go. Some other things clear this effect, like the Ice Climbers. So if you want to play solo, you can equip the Stone Gauntlets and you can equip the Ice Climber boots and you get no negative effects. You move normal, you don't lose any attack speed, and you gain all the armor. So it feels really broken with some specs, and it feels really underpowered with everything else. So yeah, other things that do this would be the Invigorating Gemstone, clears the negative effects, anything like Wrath the Berserker, Vengeance on Demon Hunters, Akarat's Champion. So all these things that make you immune to CC also clear the negative effects of Stone Gauntlets. It's kind of interesting in a way. I can kind of see what they're going for. They're making interesting items and makes us think about the game differently. And I applaud Blizzard's attempt this season with the Triune Buff and with the different items to make something that's a little bit more interesting out of the box. The only problem is I also send feedback to Blizzard. I have like 3 contacts. I emailed all of them. What these Stone Gauntlets do is like, you know, it makes the top of the food chain even stronger. So if you look at my S tier or my tier list, Thorn's Necro, Bazooka Wiz, Lon, Dagger Dart, Carnival, Witch Doctor all benefit greatly from Stone Gauntlets, and then there's no negative effect for it. I mean, you have to wear the boots, but with like a Lon build, a lot of the time the boots are not even that good anyway. Like they're not best in slot, you know? Veer Wizard could probably use them too, but they're already really powerful. We tested some Lon Wave of Light Monk with Stone Gauntlets, and it is beneficial. You don't use them all the time because you want to stay back with squirts, but let's say you're playing Lon Wave of Light and you're in a rift and you got like impalers just gunning you down, or you got archers just shooting in your back, then your Stone Gauntlets start to proc and just gives you armor. Like you just don't even think, you just set it, you just wear like the Ice Climbers, wear the Stone Gauntlets, and then when you start getting hit, you get 250% armor buff. So it's not even engaging in a way. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. And if you listen to all these podcasts, you'll know that I predicted that they would get nerfed because it just seems insane, right? So we were able to get to 98% armor reduction on our monk with stone gauntlets again. UE multi-shot, can't really use them unless you play like lawn multi-shot. There might be some kind of setup there. And Shadow DH can use them, but it's a little weird. There's, because they have perma vengeance, right? So it really depends. I feel like there's going to be something super broken that someone's going to find out, because on the PTR we tested it and not that many builds could use it. And then it went live on Tuesday, the patch, right? The week the week of the season. And I didn't think to test everything all over again that I previously tested. And so that was Tuesday. And then like in the middle of the day, Wednesday, someone goes, Bludd, it actually works with everything, like literally everything. So I had like a day and a half to try to make sense of it, contact Blizzard and try to let them know like this is a little broken. But it's done is done, It might make the season more cool. We don't know what's going to happen, A part of me doesn't like it, and a part of me is like, it's kind of nice not knowing what's going to happen in a way. Like it's kind of more exciting a little bit. Maybe I'm a glass half full kind of guy, but I don't know, man. What's done is done. The season already started. If it's OP, then next season they'll just nerf it, hopefully. Speaking of the season, the Triune Buff, right? When you hit something, you spawn one of these rings of power. A lot of people ask me how I feel about the buff. And the patch overall, I really like a lot. I like that they took risks with items, like I said earlier. And a lot of the things have unique properties. And I love the captain set. I love Squirt's necklace. There's a trade-off there. When I'm playing Demon Hunter or Wave of Light, I'm really trying to dodge everything to take advantage of it the most. Or with Wizard, you use your shields and you can try to you're just like, I'm always thinking about my positioning even more than before. So I do like the patch. The season buff is fine, man. They took a risk. It's cool. I would give the season theme about a C. Double Goblins would be like a D. It's their first season we ever had. And then Double Bounties is like a C also. So Triune Buff is about a C, maybe a C minus with Double Bounties. And then Lawn and Ring of Royal Grandeur is pretty much A because of the amount of builds that came out of it. Because I like making builds and I like thinking about what I'm doing. So I would say something like that. Maybe the Triune's a C plus and the Double Bounties is a solid C. I don't know, something like that. Let me know what you guys would rate it in the comments below. Another popular question I've been getting is, Yo Bludd, how do you farm Death's Breath? And honestly, all you do is speed farm Torments. So you don't have to use a Sage set. You don't have to use anything like that. I don't use a Sage set. I prefer, we can get into that afterward. So yeah, you just want to speed farm Torments, whatever you can in about a 3 to 5 minute range. It doesn't matter if it's like T1 or if it's T16. It's just, you want to be efficient and fast. I'm in the camp where I believe your kill speed is more important per hour. So Sage set is cool. The Cane set is cool. It gives you extra keystones and you can like swap and equip it before the Guardian or something like that. I just more in the camp of if you're as fast as humanly possible, that's more legendaries per hour, more upgrades per hour. You're getting more DBs per hour. Maybe not more DBs than if you were using a Sage set, but so it's legendaries, DBs, gold, blood shards. It's just more beneficial. Keystones per hour. If you're just speed farming, you're getting XP per hour. You can see that there's way more benefit versus just sacrificing a little bit of DBs, or maybe even a lot of bit of DBs. You're just getting everything all encompassing versus just focusing on one thing. And that's just what I think. But, however you farm is cool with me because it's your character and you should focus on your fun and what you're doing. A lot of people have been asking me about my Diablo fan builds. So Diablo fan's great, man. If you don't know, it got revived. Some company called Magic Find came through and bought Diablo fans. It's my favorite place. It's a place where the community can come together and share ideas and builds. And you can say like, hey, Bludd uses this in his build and Big Daddy Dan uses this in his build. And you have multiple people with, multiple ideas and you can make a decision for yourself. It's like competition's the best marketplace because it makes everybody better. But they've been having issues lately. There's been a lot of items not saving and this and that. So bear with them. They're probably dealing with the new transition and, they had a new owner and there's like unforeseen bugs and things happen. So if you notice my builds, and there's something missing. It's just like a lot of little bugs right now that are working themselves out. If it's a necklace and it's a ranged class, it's probably squirts. If it's, melee, it's probably flavor of time. A lot of the new items are a little buggy, so keep an eye out for that. You can always ask me on stream, even if I'm playing World of Warcraft or something like that. You can be like, yo, Bludd, what do I put here and there? And I'll try to get to the question if I see it. So speaking of my stream schedule, it's going to be, again, 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. So we stream 60 hours a week. I'm increasing my stream time to compensate for the 2 games. So we're having WoW Classic launch the same time, basically, Season 18 came out. So I already put 30 hours on my Demon Hunter, and we have another Let's Play coming out on the YouTube channel. So 2 episodes a week on the new Let's Play and like 30 hours a week on Twitch with our Demon Hunter. So lots of Diablo is coming. I'm going to split stream though. I'll probably do like 5 or 6 hours of Diablo a day, 6 days a week. And then I'll probably do 4-ish hours of WoW after Diablo. So I'm going to be gaming a lot. All right. I'm going to make sure I stay healthy, eat well, exercise, at night. And it's going to be a lot of gaming sessions on the stream. They're literally my 2 favorite games of all time, Diablo and World of Warcraft. So this is going to be like amazing for me. A great September. I'm super excited just to game all night long. It's only August still, but yeah, I think just August into September is going to be awesome. And then when Borderlands comes out, we might actually crack open some Borderlands 3. It just depends. I might wait for the Steam release. That way I can focus on WoW still. But we'll see how it shakes out. So tomorrow we're going to do, or whenever you're listening to this, I guess it depends. But on launch of World of Warcraft, we're going to do like a 24-hour stream. I'm going to be playing an Undead Mage on Stalag server. Stalag, right? Stalag. It's the Naxxramas boss. I think he has a Hearthstone card as well. So Horde, Mage, Stala, and yeah, join us. We're probably going to make a guild, and I'm going to let my moderators run the guild, and I'm going to be playing also with them. But after the 24-hour stream, I'm going to go back to Diablo and /WoW. So I won't be there all day. Like a lot of people are going to be there all day grinding. So I'll be like a figurehead, but I won't actually be, I'll just be like the guild owner, and I'll be playing every day. But I won't be there like running any kind of events or anything like that because Diablo is my main focus. A lot of people have been asking me about the Natalia rapid fire build. A lot of craziness around the Natalia rapid fire build. I took the time and tested it. We spent about an hour with it. I min-maxed it about 85%. There was a little bit of room there. Okay. We tested it with about 1,000 Paragon, no augments. I had a primal weapon, and it felt hella underwhelming. Okay. I did talk to a few people in chat that were successful with it. I applied myself, and I just didn't see the power. I put it on my tier list. So if you want a mock-up build, just go on my tier list and you can see it. And you know what I mean? You can try it out for yourself, or there might be other builds that pop up during the season. I would say some builds do become better at a high level. The early season does not dictate the end season leaderboard. Like right now, Veers is dominating, but Bazooka's going to pass them eventually. Right now, Lawn Singularity's dominating, but Lawn Thorns is going to take over. Sometimes builds are harder to gear for, or they just perform better at a 2,000 to 3,000 Paragon level versus like a low level. Like for instance, Gen Monk is way better with like 2K plus Paragon than it is with 1,000 Paragon. Like you need to be able to survive to even take advantage of it. So the Natalia set could be like that. But so if you pick it up thinking you're going to kick some butt, I know a lot of people are hyped about it. It's not the greatest at a low level anyway. I didn't like it with 1,000 Paragon, primal weapon, no augments, but you might like it. Yeah, I just want to let you know, like, don't, if you did go Demon Hunter because of it, you can still play Impale. There's a Captain Crimson version going around. Leviathan made an AUG Guild version, I think, that's going around. So, and you can play the classic version still. There's a lot of options there with Demon Hunter. I'm even playing multi-shot this season, and we did a 98 with like a 700 Paragon on hardcore. And I was being conservative. I don't want to lose my character, right? So there's a lot of different options with Demon Hunter. So there's that. A lot of people have build questions in general about what do I think about this and that. And honestly, it's really hard to get to them all on stream because I would just be there all day doing gear checks and everything. If you want to know what I think, go to patreon.com/bloodshed. There'll be a link in the YouTube video. There'll be a link if you go to my Twitch channel and type !build, there's links there. Patreon.com/bloodshed. No paywall, right? All my builds, everything's free for everybody. I use it like a website, and you can click on the guide. It's all organized by class, and you can see what I would run. And if there's any variations that you think, you should definitely try it and experiment for yourself. There's a lot of things you can make. A lot of people, we're talking about builds and flavor. Is flavor at time worth it? Flavor at time is really worth it if you can't wear Squirt's necklace. So then you have in the A tier, probably Squirt's necklace is best in slot because it's like a traveler pledge power built into one item instead of two. If you can't wear Squirt's, then the best is probably going to be flavor at time. So if you're getting about 3 or 4 pylons per rift, now you're getting, 6 to 8 pylons per rift. It's incredible. It's a lot of power. It does outshine Hellfires in my opinion most of the time, unless that passive is so detrimental. Like if you really need it, if you're on hardcore and you really need that cheat death, or it's something super important that makes the build tick, I would go for the Hellfire. So maybe Squirts is an S tier, S for Squirt, and then A tier is like Hellfire and the flavor of time are in the same tier. It's more like situational. So they're both really good. Sometimes you might need to use your class set, like an Akan amulet or a Sunmuko amulet, to make certain builds work. So just always refer to the build or variations, or test your own variations and see how it works out. Let me know in the comments below what you got with your guaranteed primal, or how many primals you got. What'd you get? I came out swinging, man. I got 4 primals like the first 20 hours or so. So I did my GR clear in about maybe the 7-hour mark. My GR 70 clear, right? About the 7-hour mark or something like that. So from 7 to like hour 20, I got like 4 total primals. So we were on fire. I got like a Mempo, I got a Compass Rose, I got an Italia Helm, and I got a Restraint Ring. I've been using the Restraint Ring. None of them are really good. I'm not going to use them probably more than a couple more days. They're going to get replaced pretty quickly. But hey, man, we got a bunch of souls because of it, like 60 souls out of it. And then I played today like 10 hours straight, and I didn't get a single one. And we were doing like hardcore speed farming. Like I was really pushing for that 800 mark solo, and we got it. I was happy. But we didn't get any primals, man. I did bounties a little bit. I upgraded some bows. I didn't get Ancient Yang. I don't even have an Ancient Weapon. So I hope you guys got some good drops. Maybe you can get the good RNG for me, because I certainly didn't get it. So hopefully tomorrow morning we get a nice drop when we start grinding here. Keep an eye out for that YouTube Let's Play that's coming if you want to see it. If you don't know what it is, it's like a limited time Let's Play, I think. I don't know how to brand it or market it. And you can play along. If you've never played hardcore, you're apprehensive, you can play along with me step by step. You can pause it till you catch up. We did the first episode today. We only got halfway through the leveling process. So it's real chill, and it's just a nice method. And I might do a Legacy of Dream playthrough potentially. So it even extends my gearing process even further. So I don't even need Ancients, because if I have the gem. So I might use whatever I have to use to get the gem. And once I get the gem, we switch to full Dream playthrough. So that's what I might call it, the Legacy of Dream playthrough, or the LOD. I got to think of a nice, clever name. Let me know if you think any clever names. Let me know if you're going to play alongside with me. We're going to play Witch Doctor Hardcore. I don't have a Witch Doctor Hardcore Let's Play on the channel, so that'll be pretty good. So we're going to start that very soon. You probably will get that before this podcast, maybe. We'll see how it shakes out. Thank you guys so much for always supporting. It means the absolute world to me. So much love on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, everywhere, man. You guys are great. Special Patreon shout out to Patrick M for supporting us through Patreon. It really means a lot, man. Anybody that supports or lurks on Twitch, man, it means the world that I get to do what I do. And I've been killing myself this week, man. We had 12 YouTube videos in 10 days. And then we went into the season. I've been grinding all weekend. And then now we go into the WoW 24-hour stream. Man, we're grinding out here. But it pays off because I get to hang out with you guys every single day. I think that's going to be all for me today. Again, I hope you like these podcasts. They've been a little more rushed than normal. You can tell my life has been a little bit more hectic than normal. But we're going to go back to low and slow pretty soon. After the WoW huge launch is over, we'll be just doing like 60 hours a week. I have other videos planned too. Anyway, I can babble forever. This is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.